Welcome to Tomahawk DIY, everyone. I'm Mike. Do you have an existing light fixture or that you need to take out and you put in a new light fixture so you can put a ceiling fan or maybe a chandelier in? Or maybe you're putting a light fixture into your ceiling where you didn't have one before, but you need to put an old work box in. It's not too hard, but there are a few tricks to know. Let me show you how you can put in a retrofit or an old work box that's a little different than most. It's one that is able to support up to 70 pounds. And so that's pretty important when you're putting a ceiling fan up or a heavy chandelier. And then if you're putting a ceiling fan up, check out my other video. I'll include a link so you can see the video that goes through how we installed this ceiling fan. The first thing we need to do is turn off the circuit breaker. Make sure there's no power up here. I recommend you have an electrical tester as well to be sure the power is off. We found the master bedroom. I'm going to turn this off. So the light turned off when we switched off the circuit breaker. Once we get into this, we're going to be checking for other power as well. Okay, so the stud finder was having quite a bit of trouble here with the texture on the ceiling, and I think some of the wood being set back a little bit from the ceiling. For example, there's a stud right there and this thing's not picking it up. So here's another trick I used. I took my screwdriver, came around the edge of this box, again being sure my power is turned off, until I found where the wood was. And I can poking around through here, I'm able to find that there's one of the support beams, one of the trusses overhead is running right there. So with that information, I grabbed the support provided and take a look at my holes, and to line up with the stud it would have to sit like that. So that is not ideal with this box location, because when I cover it, half of the box over here isn't covered. So I'd have a junction box that's not above the fan. So definitely a problem. We're going to have to use an old retrofit box. So I'll show you how to do that. Be this one that we're going to put in place. Alright, so to cut the box, we can use this multi-tool. I've got a metal cutting tip for this, which will allow us to cut the screws that are holding that box in place, or the nails. Now I've got my safety glasses on to keep my eyes clean. I've got my power turned off. I've double checked that. So we're going to be taking this blade right at the side. This is already a 4-inch hole, and that's the size of hole that we're supposed to have for this retrofit box. So I want to be careful not to mess up the edges of the hole too much as I work on cutting this out. So here we go. I should also note I'm running a risk of cutting these wires while I'm up here working. So that's a concern that we want to be careful with, and hopefully we can avoid cutting a wire. I'm going to cut the box as we go. One of the nails right here. We're going to cut that. Alright, this is a great little tool. I don't know if you, let's see if we can get that. Gosh, that nail's burning hot. I shouldn't have touched that. But here it is, cut through. Alright, with both nails out, now we're going to work this junction box out. We got to get our wires. We obviously want to leave the wires in the ceiling on this retrofit job. I'm going to try and pry open where the wires go through, being careful not to nick or cut the insulation on the wires. We don't want our job to have a fire hazard when I'm done. Alright, I think I got it. I can get the box out, is the next question. Ceiling's full of insulation here. Okay, got it. Now, I'm taking a close look at these wires to be sure that in my demolition here I haven't nicked or cut any of this insulation. Does that look? I think everything's looking okay. If there were any bare copper showing, we'd have a problem here. We'd have to work some more wire on this in a safe manner. Now that brings up safety is always important when you're working and doing projects. So don't try anything you're not comfortable with. You're responsible for your own actions. Make sure you're being safe. Alright, for these old work boxes, it's got some good instructions on things to watch. A couple points on this one. There's these screws that you have to select which side you want. 1032 screws or 832 screws, depending on what you're installing. Now, because we're putting a fan in place, we want the 1032. These ones are already set to it. Alright, use your imagination with me for a moment. If this box were the wood right here, it's going to secure in like that, and then the box is going to secure this side. Alright, this can be a little bit confusing. So I'm going to show this before I put it up to the ceiling. These big wood screws are what's holding this in place. This box is rated for 70 pounds, which is pretty typical for a lot of ceiling fans. I showed the little slides on the side. You need to make sure those are set for the fan. And then, if you try and set it like this, that's incorrect. It's not going to work. You need to set this particular box. Different brands of box will probably be different. Like so. And there will be some screws that you're going to come up through the inside of the box. Right, so the screw comes out of the inside there and then screws in here. And that, when that screws in place from the inside all the way through, it's going to hold the box together. So here it is all screwed together. We got two screws there. There's also a ground screw that you're going to use with the ground wire inside. Okay, let's get this thing in the ceiling. Okay, let's get this bracket installed. Working it in there, getting it flush on the wood. Alright, here we go. Got my extension tip on the drill, which is going to help. Holding the bracket in place. Let's test fit it. Now it can go in. Okay, let's see if it fits. We're hitting on something. I think I'm hitting on one of the bolts. I have to adjust it. Alright, let's try that again. You know what I forgot? I forgot to put the wire through. Like so. Now they provide this nice grommet that goes in. I'll be putting this up in the box. I'm going to slide the wire through the hole first, then I'll slide this grommet onto the wire and get it secured here. That'll keep the wire from ever rubbing against the metal and cutting. So we're feeding the wire in through our knockout. Okay, with that in place, okay, now we're going to get our little grommet on the wires. To put this in, I know you can't see much with my hands here, but you gotta be careful that you're not cutting the wires in the process of it going in. So watch the metal edges. So there we worked the wires through, got the grommet snapped in place, pushed it down so it's nice and flat or flush around here. Alright, thanks so much for watching Tomahawk DIY. Hope you found it helpful. Please subscribe, like the video, leave some comments. I've got lots of great stuff, tips and tricks for doing things around your house. Have a great day.